What's up guys, welcome to another episode of Kaki Cartel, and today, in light of Endgame releasing, and it is such an amazing movie, just saying, we have the Harden Volume 3. What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of Kaki Cartel, and today we have a performance review in theme with Avengers Endgame just being released. We have the Harden Volume 3, but in the Iron Man colorway. If you watch the movie, you know how special this is. It's a really sick sort of idea behind it, and the shoe itself is a really good performer on court. Just starting off with some simple design aspects. This shoe just really reminds me of Iron Man. You can see here, the upper is just sort of a forged, sort of plasticky, backed material with cues from Iron Man's armor, hits of gold. We have, this is my favorite part, the Iron Man helmet here, and we also have at the back, Stark Industries. Really well done to Adidas for executing this. I know they released a slew of other shoes reminiscent of the Avengers movie. There's a Black Panther one, a Nick Fury one, a Captain Marvel one, and a Captain America one. So go check that out and let me know in the comment section down below which sort of colorway is your favorite out of the whole Adidas Avengers pack. Since it's playoff season, I felt it was only appropriate to review Harden's third signature sneaker, the Harden Volume 3. So I've played in James Harden's previous signature sneakers. Started off with the Harden 1s right here in the I'm Gonna Be a Star colorway, as well as the Harden 2s, also in the I'm Gonna Be a Star colorway. And if you haven't seen my top performance picks video, you'll know that these are honestly one of my top performance picks from last year. These are an absolute beast. So how does the Harden 3 compare to his other previous signature models? So I actually have played in two separate colorways of the Harden 3. We have the one here, which is the Iron Man colorway, as well as the sort of, I call this the What The, reminiscent of Nike, sort of What The pack. So these are the What The Harden 3s. And honestly, the Harden 3 is a really good performer, but more into that. Starting off, as always, with the traction, the Harden Volume 3 features a translucent and solid blend outsole. As you can see here, it's translucent in the middle with a solid rubber pattern on the outsole and on the lateral side. I was a little bit skeptical, honestly, at first because I did not know how a translucent and a solid sort of outsole would work, but I could honestly feel no difference in terms of traction. It worked really well. There's no extra slippage here and more sort of grip here. The entire outsole worked seamlessly and flawlessly as a single piece right here, and traction on this is honestly A1. This might be my favorite traction setup of all the previous three Hardens. It's a mix of herringbone, you have a spiral pattern here for pivot moves, as well as an extended sort of outrigger here, where it keeps you locked in even when you move left to right. As we all know, James Harden is a very shifty player, always finding ways to draw fouls against his defenders, so traction is really key in terms of his offensive skill set, and the Harden 3s don't disappoint. I honestly think that the traction works really well indoors. On dusty, mildly dusty, and super clean court, traction is good. I could play these outdoors, but I do not recommend them as the translucent area of the outsole will wear down fairly quickly if you choose to play in these constantly outdoors. Overall, the traction on the Harden 3s are my favorite part of this shoe. Moving on to the cushion, the Harden Volume 3 features a full-length boost as always, but this time I find that it is the most balanced cushion ride we've had as compared to the Harden Volume 1 and Volume 2. I've heard some people say that the Volume 1 is too thin, the Volume 2 is too thick, but these feel just right. I mean, Boost is life, it's full length, it's springy, it's bouncy, it's responsive, and I honestly think that this is a good blend. So if you're a quicker guard who wants court feel, these are for you. If you're a bigger guy who focuses on impact protection, these are for you too. And I just think that overall, the cushion just suits an overall all-around play style regardless of what position you play. Definitely a strong suit of this shoe. I think that the cushion gives you really good impact protection, really good court feel, and it's just Boost. I mean, Boost is life, right? Now moving on to the materials. As you can see, I have two pairs and two colorways of the Harden 3 here. This one is sort of a forged mesh-like material. It's a little bit stiff to start, but once you break them in, they actually feel pretty nice. And we also have the AirUpThere colorway, which is sort of a blend mix of materials. In the toe box here, you can see it's more of a harder rubber material where it doesn't crease as easily. And then moving up to the upper of the shoe, we have some mesh here. Nothing much to rave home about. It's not uncomfortable, but it's not like a knit material or a essentially full base fused material. It's just a blend of materials that feel nice on foot. If you haven't noticed yet, there's actually a difference in the materials used here. We can see that there's a strap here and no strap here, which I honestly think is just for aesthetics. There's no really performance sort of advantage you get by having the strap here or no strap here. The support is exactly the same. Now moving on to the sport and lockdown. Harden's signature shoes have generally been lows from the Harden Volume 1, Harden Volume 2, and is no different in the Volume 3, where you can see here, it's actually really low here. It's cut so your ankle has full flexibility. So if you have weak ankles, you might want to try these on before you play in them. But for me, I find that the support and lockdown these are actually pretty decent. They're good. The strap here, as I said before, is purely for an aesthetic purpose. There's no real sort of function of the strap here. Everything else is done through the lacing system, which can be found underneath the strap here. And once you lace this all the way to the top, the lockdown here, you can see there's a really sort of thick heel cup here and a higher arching sort of Achilles heel support. So once you put your foot in, tie these up, you're good to go. Lockdown and support is definitely a good aspect of this shoe. However, if you do not enjoy playing in low tops, I do advise you go try these on before you make your decision to buy them, as some people may find the really low cut underneath here a little bit uncomfortable and slightly unstable. But overall, for a bigger player like me, I find that the support and lockdown of this shoe is actually pretty adequate. It's good, it's nothing to rave home about, and it's nothing to be worried about. You slip this on and you're good to go. You will not have any second thoughts regarding stability. Moving on to the fit, the Harden Volume 3 fits just like any other Harden signature shoe. So whatever size you got in the Harden Volume 1 or Harden Volume 2, my advice is to go with that same size. It may feel a little bit snug in the beginning, as it can be a little narrow here in the forefoot, but be patient, give it time, and the materials will conform to your foot, making it a very comfortable shoe to play in my opinion anyway. Wide footers, do try them on because everybody's foot is sort of different. If you get a chance, these are available now in most stores, so do go try them on to get the right size for you, as getting the wrong size, getting a size up or even a half size down might affect the overall stability and fit of the shoe, which is ideally not something you want. So definitely do go try these on. I personally went true to size and it worked for me. Overall, I think that the Harden Volume 3 is honestly my favorite Harden so far to play in. I really enjoyed the Harden 1, but as I mentioned before, the cushion was a little bit too thin for me. The Harden Volume 2 was one of my top picks last year, and honestly, the Harden Volume 3 might be my top pick this year as well, but it's still early in the year. But for now, it's definitely one of my go-tos. It's on my solid rotation. I just put them on and I don't have to think about anything else. They're good to go right off the bat. So that takes care of the performance review, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe down to Huddle below, as well as follow me on Instagram. And let me know in the comment section down below if you played in any of the other Harden signature shoes. Which one's your favorite? What did you dislike about them? Let me know. Until next time, guys, we out.